What's good, everybody on YouTube? This is your boy Akil McLeod back with another video, and today I got another what's sold on eBay and Poshmark video. Now this weekend was really strong and I ended up taking about 23 packages to the post office, so this was a really good weekend for me. And as you guys know, this is the summer slowdown, so a lot of us are experiencing slow sales, but thankfully because I was able to prepare myself for the summer slowdown this time of the year, I was able to still be ahead of the game. So I'm pretty sure you guys will be able to learn some new brands and possibly even some new categories to source for while watching this video. Also, if you guys are interested in these kind of what so videos, check out my Patreon page, because every month from now on I'll be sharing my best eBay sales and just some of the brands and some of the items that I sell on eBay that are not public and I'm not sharing on YouTube, but I will share those type of stuff with my Patreon subscribers. So if you guys are interested in those kind of what so videos, check out the link in the description. And without further ado, let's start things off with the eBay sales. And first off is this Travis Matthew polo shirt. And anything golf related is selling like crazy for me right now. It usually never lasts longer than 2 weeks. And Travis Matthew isn't a great brand. It's kind of mid-level, maybe even low level for some. And I sold this one for 20 bucks, picked it up for I think $3. And anytime I'm selling anything with free shipping, that's usually when I'm not accepting any offers. So keep that in mind as well. Next up is this Nike Storm Fit Oregon Ducks jacket, and I found this, I'm not exactly sure, maybe 3 or 4 weeks ago I picked this jacket up from the thrift store, and this one was in fairly good condition when I picked it up. I did have to wash it, and after I cleaned it up a bit, threw it up on eBay, and it eventually sold for 25 bucks. This is something that I actually cross-listed, and I'm surprised it sold on eBay because most of my athletic stuff usually sells on Poshmark for a decent amount of profit, and it sells pretty quickly. But this swimming jacket actually sold on eBay for 25 bucks. So if you guys come across anything with that Oregon Ducks logo, it usually sells really quickly and for a decent amount of profit. Next up is this Castelli jersey, and I'm selling bicycle jerseys, cycling jerseys, if you will. I'm selling these a little more often now. I had these listed for maybe a little less than a month, and I picked this up for $2.50 and it sold for $29.99. I had this up for $29.99 plus $3 shipping. Then I lowered the price to $26.99 and I kept the shipping at $3, and it sold as soon as I made that slight adjustment. So if you guys are experiencing slow sales, go through some of your listings, change your prices, try to be more competitive, and at the end of the day, as long as you're selling stuff that people want, you would definitely make some sales. Next up is this Nintendo Wii console, and this was a bundle that I picked up. I picked up 4 Nintendo Wiis from one thrift store, so this was a crazy find. And this one was actually missing the AV cable, but it had everything else. So I listed it for $44.99, and I even threw in a controller that I had laying around the house to kind of sweeten the pot, if you will. So it's over $44.99 free shipping. It fit in a regional A box, so that saved me some money there in terms of shipping. And I believe I paid $8 a piece for each Nintendo Wii. Next up is this vintage Hard Rock Cafe leather bomber jacket, and this one was in really good condition. It had some lint, but nothing too serious, no stains or any holes or anything like that. And this one, I'm surprised it sold when it did, because I wasn't expecting this to sell until fall. But people are still picking up jackets and sweaters like I tell you guys all the time. So if you guys are coming across it, definitely pick it up. Don't expect it to sell right away, but I mean, I'm still picking these stuff up left and right anytime I can find it. And last but not least, in terms of eBay sales for this weekend, is this Tamron AF lens for Canon. Now, I had this lens in my inventory for not too long. I believe I picked this up from a garage sale the other day for like $5. And this one, I had an old Canon camera that I used to test it to make sure that it worked, and it worked perfectly fine. And even though it had a minor scratch on there, it didn't even affect the pictures whatsoever. So that was a really good thing. And I had this up for $79.99, and it sold for my full asking price over the weekend. So this was a really good sale for me. I had this for about 3 or 4 weeks listed, and I'm very glad that it sold for my full asking price. Moving right along onto the Poshmark sales is this Adidas Bayern jersey, and I had this in my inventory for at least a year. Now, I had this on eBay. I had no watchers, no likes, nothing. Then I put it up on Poshmark. I had a few people checking it out, still nothing. And this repeated for, like I said, a little over a year, and it finally sold for $12. Next up is this pair of jeans from J. Crew, and this is a 770 model. And I had these in the inventory for maybe 3 weeks, maybe 4, and it sold for 20 bucks. I usually don't pick up J. Crew items and stuff like that. I usually don't pick up mall brands whatsoever, but some resellers they do fairly well, especially with J. Crew and Banana Republic. So I decided to give it a shot, and it sold for 20 bucks. So not a ton of profit, but it was just good to let me know that they do sell. So if I come across more J. Crew items like jeans and jackets, I'll probably pick it up and see how much it sells for. Next is this Nike Therma Dry Fit hoodie, and this one was actually brand new with tags. The only downside is that once I got it home, I ripped the tag off by accident. So that cost me a few bucks in terms of making the top amount of profit, but it is what it is. It still sold for 20 bucks, and I picked this up for 5, so decent amount of profit. But if you guys come across any athletic wear, definitely pick it up because now is the time when people are shopping for these type of stuff. Next up is this pair of super dry cargo pants, and these also sold for 20 bucks. I was hoping to get a little more, maybe 29 bucks for these. That's how much I had them listed for originally, but I got a best offer at 20 bucks, and instead of trying to go back and forth, I just went ahead and accepted that offer because like I said, summertime sales aren't like going in as much as they used to. So when I do get offers, as long as it's not a lowball offer, trust me, I'm definitely going to accept it just to build some momentum. Next up is a pair of Ultra Touring running shoes, and I've sold maybe 3 or 4 pairs of these in the past. Some were brand new, some were used. These were used but in really good condition, so I had to charge a little more for these. And these sold for my full asking price of 49 bucks. I actually had to throw these in the washing machine because they were pretty dirty when I got it. So after I cleaned these up, and as you guys can see, they were looking really, really clean after I cleaned them up, I was able to ask 49. Now, if they weren't in this good of condition, I might have charged 39 bucks. But like I said, really good condition, 49 bucks, full asking price, and it sold within about maybe 3 weeks. Next up is a pair of Adidas Ultra Boost ST, and Adidas Ultra Boost don't sell for as much as they used to, but anytime I find them, as long as they're in good condition, I'll still pick them up. Adidas Ultra Boost back in the day, maybe 2 or 3 years ago when Ultra Boost was really at its peak, maybe even 4 years ago at this point, but back in the day, man, Ultra Boost, you could get 100 bucks easily. Even if it had a hole in it, you could still sell them for a decent amount of profit. But now, not so much. I sold it for 49. I picked these up for 8 bucks. So that's still a really good amount of profit for me. So if you guys come across these Adidas Ultra Boost, still pick it up. But if you have to spend like 20 bucks for it, I would suggest probably passing on it. Next up is this Adidas Chelsea soccer jersey, and this one was in really good condition. No stains, tears, or holes or anything like that, but it did have a very, very minor snag on the bottom. And this is something that most sellers probably wouldn't even mind discussing, but for me, I always like to be 100% transparent with the buyer because some people expect if you say it's in excellent condition, they expect to be flawless. So as you guys can see, there was 2 minor little snags, but I still had to mention that and photo them as well. So I suggest you guys do the same thing. And last but not least, I sold 4 pairs of these Adidas Iniki Boosts, 2 in a size 10, 1 in a 9.5, and another one in a size 13, and they all sold for my full asking price of 69 bucks. Now, the best thing about this is if you guys are new to the channel, I picked up about 40 pairs of these Adidas Iniki Boosts from the Adidas outlet for 20 bucks a piece, and they all sold for at least $65. So you guys can go ahead and do the math, but this was definitely my best outlet flip of 2019 so far. I still have about 6 or 7 pairs left. I had 6 or 7 pairs each left in each colorway, but now all together I think I have 6 or 7 left. So if you guys are interested in doing any outlet shopping, I'll definitely put a link in the description to that Adidas outlet haul so you guys can learn about how to go about doing that. But overall, when it comes to Adidas outlet shopping, you just got to be prepared to spend a little more money. And just like thrifting, the more consistent you go, and if you develop some type of relationship with the workers, if you can just, be cordial with them and just ask a bunch of questions, usually they'll be really, really helpful and can steer you in the right direction. Alright, y'all, that's all I have for today's video. So if you guys enjoyed that one, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And if you got any comments or questions, drop it in the comment section. I'll get back to you guys as soon as possible. Peace.
Still, baby. Lightning's causing